This is an active and ongoing criminal case. The suspect named in this video has been charged with murder but has not yet stood trial. Under the law, he is presumed innocent until proven guilty in a court of law. This video is based strictly on statements released by the Capitola Police Department, court records, and reporting from verified news organizations. Nothing in this script should be interpreted as a final determination of guilt. Monday, lunchtime, the shopping mall on the edge of Monterey Bay. For most of the people inside the Capitola Mall on July 20th, 2026, it was an unremarkable afternoon. Shoppers moved between stores. Families ate in the food court. Outside in the parking lot near Macy's, cars pulled in and out under a gray coastal sky. At 12:47 p.m., that ordinary rhythm broke. A woman was found on Clare Street, just outside the mall, bleeding from multiple stab wounds. Within minutes, the quiet beach town of Capitola would be sealed off by police tape, swarmed by armed officers and thrust into the middle of a homicide investigation that stunned a community that prides itself on being safe. Her name was Rachell Summers. She was 73 years old. This is her story, and the story of the 19-year-old accused of taking her life. To understand why this case shook Capitola the way it did, you have to understand what Capitola is. It's a small city in Santa Cruz County, California, tucked along the northern shore of Monterey Bay. It's known for its beach, its colorful cliffside cottages, and a laid-back small-town character that draws both tourists and longtime locals. The Capitola Mall sits about a mile inland from Capitola Beach, a modest, single-level shopping center anchored by stores like Macy's and Target, with a food court at its center. It is not the kind of place associated with violent crime. Business owners who have worked at the mall for decades would later describe it as safe, familiar. That reputation is part of why what happened on July 20th felt so senseless, and why it spread through local and national news so quickly. Chapter 2. The Victim. Rachell Summers was a longtime resident of Capitola. By multiple accounts, she was a fixture in the community. A woman known not for headlines, but for showing up day after day to a life built around art and routine. She worked as a manager at Art of Santa Cruz, an art gallery located inside the mall complex, next to the Target store. According to reporting on the case, Monday, July 20th, began like any other workday for her. She had just picked up her paycheck. She was on her way to the bank. She never made it. Somewhere between the gallery and the bank, in the stretch of walkway and parking lot near the mall's food court exit, Rachell Summers was attacked. According to the Capitola Police Department, officers were dispatched at approximately 12:47 p.m. on July 20th in response to reports of a stabbing near the mall's food court exit. Police Chief Sarah Ryan later stated that the attack occurred on the north side of the mall. When officers arrived, they found Summers on Clare Street, across the parking lot from the west exit of Macy's. She was suffering from multiple stab wounds. Officers immediately began life-saving measures. Personnel from the Central Fire District of Santa Cruz County and American Medical Response arrived shortly after to take over emergency care. It wasn't enough. Despite the efforts of first responders, Rachell Summers died at the scene. Chapter 4. The Response. What happened next transformed a quiet retail center into the site of a major law enforcement operation. Word spread through the mall that a stabbing had occurred, and that the person responsible was still unaccounted for. Streets surrounding the mall, including Clare Street, were shut down by the Capitola Police Department and the California Highway Patrol. Terry Camion, who has owned Santa Cruz Apparel inside the mall with his wife for 20 years, described the scene as unlike anything he had witnessed there before. When he saw police running through the mall carrying rifles, he said he understood immediately that something serious had happened. He would later credit the police response as fast and highly organized. This was not a single patrol car responding to a call. This was a coordinated, multi-agency mobilization. The Capitola Police Department was joined by the Watsonville Police Department, the Santa Cruz Police Department, California State Parks, and the Santa Cruz County Sheriff's Office. Together they conducted what witnesses described as a guns-drawn search of the mall and surrounding area, looking for a suspect who, at that point, had vanished into the streets of Capitola. They wouldn't have to search for long. While officers evacuated the mall and locked down the surrounding blocks, something unusual happened. According to police radio traffic reviewed by local reporters, the suspect himself called 911. He told dispatchers that he was the man who had stabbed the victim. He said he was standing behind the Best Western Hotel, a few blocks away on 41st Avenue. Capitola police officers and Santa Cruz County Sheriff's deputies rushed to that location. There, in the 1400 block of 41st Avenue, roughly half a mile from the mall, they took a man into custody. He was wearing dark pants, a hoodie, and a t-shirt stained with blood. Less than 30 minutes had passed since the attack. The man taken into custody was identified as Tyler Leibelt, 19 years old, of Santa Cruz. Court records show Leibelt was booked into Santa Cruz County Jail and charged with first-degree murder. He was held without bail. But there was a second charge attached to his booking, one that raised immediate questions about how this attack could have been prevented. Leibelt was also charged with committing a felony while out on bail or release, under an enhancement tied to California Penal Code 667.5. That charge means one thing plainly. At the time Rachell Summers was killed, Tyler Leibelt was already facing prior felony charges, and he was free in the community while that earlier case moved through the courts. At the time of this recording, Leibelt's prior criminal history has not been made public. Capitola Police Chief Sarah Ryan declined to comment on his background when asked directly by reporters. What is confirmed is narrower, but still significant. Court documents confirm that a prior felony case was open against him at the time of the July 20th stabbing. Perhaps the most unsettling detail investigators have released is also the simplest. In a statement issued the day after the killing, the Capitola Police Department said that, based on their investigation to date, detectives believe this was a random act of violence. There was, they said, no indication that the suspect and the victim knew one another prior to the attack. A 73-year-old gallery manager on her way to deposit a paycheck, a 19-year-old man out on bail from an earlier felony case, two strangers whose lives intersected for a matter of seconds outside a shopping mall food court, with fatal consequences for one of them. Police have publicly and repeatedly emphasized that they believe this was an isolated incident, not connected to any broader pattern or threat, and that there is no continuing danger to the Capitola community. The mall itself reopened once investigators completed processing the scene. That reassurance does little to soften the central, disturbing fact of this case. Rachell Summers did nothing to provoke what happened to her. By every account released so far, she was simply in the wrong place at the wrong moment, in a town where nothing like this was supposed to happen. In the days following the killing, Capitola Police confirmed they were working in close coordination with several partner agencies. The Santa Cruz County Sheriff's Office Forensic Services Unit, the Santa Cruz County District Attorney's Office, and the Santa Cruz Anti-Crime Team. Because the stabbing occurred in a very public setting, a busy shopping mall exit in the middle of the day, investigators have appealed directly to the public for help. The Capitola Police Department has asked that anyone who witnessed the attack, or who has photographs, video recordings, or any other information, come forward. They can be reached at 831-475-424. That detail matters. In an era where nearly everyone carries a phone with a camera, a public, daylight stabbing outside a busy mall is the kind of event likely to have been captured, even partially, by security cameras, dash cams, or bystanders. Investigators will be relying on that footage, along with forensic evidence collected at the scene, as this case moves toward prosecution. In its public statements, the Capitola Police Department has consistently returned to one message: grief for the woman who was lost. Their heart, they said in a release issued the day after the attack, remained with Rachell's family, friends, and all those affected by what they called a tragic and senseless act of violence. For a small beach community like Capitola, one-year residents described knowing their neighbors, their local shop owners, the faces behind mall storefronts. The loss of someone like Rachell Summers is not an abstraction. She was, by all accounts, a known and familiar presence, a gallery manager, a longtime local, someone whose daily routine intersected with dozens of other lives in that mall, every single day. Her death has left a visible void in that routine. An empty desk at a gallery next to a Target store, a familiar face missing from a familiar walk to the bank. As of this recording, Tyler Leibelt remains in custody at Santa Cruz County Jail, held without bail. He has been charged with first-degree murder and with committing a felony while out on bail or release. It has not yet been announced when he will next appear in court. The road ahead in this case will move through the standard stages of California's criminal justice system: arraignment, preliminary hearing, and eventually, trial, unless a plea agreement is reached beforehand. Given the enhancement tied to his release status at the time of the killing, prosecutors will likely argue for the maximum sentencing exposure available under the charges filed. It's important to restate, clearly and without exception, Tyler Leibelt has been charged, not convicted. Under the law, he is presumed innocent unless and until a jury finds otherwise. This case is active and details may change, expand, or be corrected as the investigation and legal proceedings continue. She had just picked up her paycheck and was walking toward a bank when she was attacked. Capitola police were dispatched at approximately 12:47 p.m. after reports of a stabbing near the mall's food court exit. Officers found Summers on Clare Street, across the parking lot from Macy's West exit, suffering from multiple stab wounds. Despite immediate life-saving efforts by officers and paramedics from the Central Fire District of Santa Cruz County and American Medical Response, Summers died at the scene. The attack triggered a large-scale response. Fearing the attacker was still nearby, officers evacuated the entire mall and shut down surrounding streets with help from the California Highway Patrol. Multiple agencies, including Watsonville Police, Santa Cruz Police, California State Parks, and the Santa Cruz County Sheriff's Office, joined a guns-drawn search of the area. The break came quickly. According to police radio traffic, the suspect called 911 himself, identifying himself as the attacker, and giving his location behind a Best Western hotel on 41st Avenue, a few blocks from the mall. Officers took him into custody within about 30 minutes, wearing a blood-stained t-shirt. The suspect was identified as Tyler Leibelt, 19, of Santa Cruz. He was booked into Santa Cruz County Jail on charges of first-degree murder and held without bail. A second charge tied to California Penal Code 667.5 confirms Leibelt was already out on bail from a separate, earlier felony case at the time of the killing. His prior criminal history has not been made public, and Capitola's police chief has declined to comment on it. Investigators say there is no indication Leibelt and Summers knew each other, and currently believe the stabbing was a random act of violence. Police have called it an isolated incident, with no continuing threat to the community, and the mall reopened once the scene was processed. As of this recording, Leibelt remains in custody with no public court date announced. He has been charged, not convicted, and under the law is presumed innocent until proven guilty. Subscribe to Behind the Case File for more real crime investigations, covered with accuracy and respect.